You know how some movie themes just stick with you? They're more than just background music. They become a part of our cultural DNA. But what really makes a film score one of the greatest of all time? Well, today we're breaking down the most iconic themes ever composed. From the epic worlds of Lord of the Rings to the suave, sophisticated espionage of James Bond. Now, putting this list together was tough. Now, this is my list, of course, it's my favorites, but I've done it. This is my definitive top 10 ranking. Then we'll see how my list stacks up against what the so-called experts have to say. Get ready to debate me in the comments because here are the top 10 greatest film scores of all time, ranked. And hey, let's get this out of the way right now. If you love movie music, movies, top 10s, things of that nature, do me a solid, hit that like button and subscribe because this is what we're all about here. We love to do these movie reviews and movie top 10s and fun stuff like this, and we'll be doing more of it throughout the year. So please subscribe and come back for more fun. Coming in at number 10, we have the absolute epitome of cool, the James Bond theme. It's impossible to think of the character without this music. That slinky, dangerous guitar riff, originally composed by Monty Norman and given its legendary arrangement by John Barry, is pure espionage. It's the sound of swagger, danger, and a perfectly mixed martini. No matter the composer, every single Bond film has the theme woven into its fabric. It's more than music, it's a global sonic signature. And for over 60 years, it has defined a genre and become an institution. At number 9, we journey from spycraft to ancient Rome with Gladiator by Hans Zimmer and Lisa Gerrard. This score is just pure, unadulterated epic. Zimmer is a master of building these huge, percussive worlds, but what makes Gladiator so special is its soul. His collaboration with Lisa Gerrard and her haunting vocals, especially on the track Now We Are Free, gives the score this spiritual, otherworldly quality. It's the sound of tragedy, honor, and a warrior's deep yearning for peace. It's a score that makes you feel the crushing weight of an empire and the heartbreak of one man's destiny. And for our number 8 spot, we have the first of several entries by a true master. It's Indiana Jones by John Williams. Some critics argue this is an even better adventure score than Star Wars. Now, that's a bold claim, but you can see their point. The Raiders March is the perfect musical definition of adventure. It's a heroic brass fanfare driven by those punchy snare drums that just instantly makes you want to grab a fedora and a whip. But Williams is a genius, so he doesn't stop there. He masterfully builds suspense with pieces like the Ark theme, a mystical and terrifying track that uses choirs and strings to signal a very real supernatural dread. It's a score that's just as thrilling and timeless as the adventures on screen. Sliding in at number 7 is another John Williams masterpiece, Jurassic Park. How do you even compose the sound of pure wonder, of seeing a living, breathing dinosaur for the very first time? Well, you do it with a soaring, majestic theme that feels both massive and deeply emotional. John Williams uses a gentle harp and a full orchestra to build a sense of awe that is just breathtaking. It's a theme that promises magic and adventure, capturing the film's very essence. The second you hear that music, you're on Isla Nublar and you believe without a doubt that dinosaurs are real. At number 6, we're flying high with another iconic superhero, Superman, also by the great John Williams. This isn't just a theme, it's an anthem. The Superman March is arguably the single most heroic piece of music ever written for a film. With its triumphant brass and soaring strings, it perfectly captures the hope, the power, and the pure goodness of the Man of Steel. John Williams created a fanfare that genuinely made audiences believe a man could fly. It's the score that defined the superhero genre and set the gold standard for every heroic theme that came after it. Cracking our top 5, we set sail on the high seas with Pirates of the Caribbean, credited to Hans Zimmer and Klaus Badelt. Now this score is pure swashbuckling adrenaline. He's a Pirate is one of the most recognizable and flat-out energetic themes of the 21st century. The driving strings, the relentless percussion, and that accordion melody created an instantly iconic sound that's been copied countless times. It perfectly captures the chaotic, thrilling, and fun-loving spirit of Captain Jack Sparrow. It's a modern classic that has an immense cultural impact. In our number 4 spot, we're off to the Wizarding World of Harry Potter. While a few different composers have added to this magical universe, it's John Williams' original themes that truly define it. Hedwig's theme is pure spellbinding magic. The use of the Celesta creates this twinkling, mysterious sound that's instantly recognizable and perfectly captures the wonder of discovering Hogwarts. That theme, woven throughout the entire series, became the musical heart of the franchise, a constant thread tying the whole saga together. It is the sound of discovering a hidden world, and it has enchanted a whole generation. Alright, now we're down to our top 3, and this is where it gets really tough. But coming in at number 3 is the definitive sound of The Dark Knight, Danny Elfman's Batman from 1989. Now, before 1989, a lot of people still thought of Batman as the campy Adam West character from the 60s. Danny Elfman's score changed that forever. He created a dark, brooding, gothic world that redefined the character for a new generation. And the main theme is this powerful, driving march with heroic brass, but also a deep sense of tragedy and darkness. It established Elfman as a major force in film scoring and became the most iconic piece of Batman music ever written, even getting adapted for the legendary animated series. Elfman's work here isn't just a theme, it's a whole mood. It's the perfect sound for Gotham's shadowy protector. Alright, we're about to hit our top 2 greatest film scores of all time. We're there. This is it. What do you guys think is going to be number 1? Let me know your favorite movie scores down below. What's your pick for the best score ever composed? And hey, hit that like button and subscribe because you're not going to want to miss what's coming next. Coming in at number 2, we travel to a galaxy far away with Star Wars, composed by the legend himself, John Williams. And you could argue that no film score has had a bigger cultural impact. In the 1970s, John Williams single-handedly revived the grand symphonic film score. He did this by using a technique often associated with Richard Wagner's operas, the leitmotif, where specific recurring musical phrases are tied to characters, places, or ideas. The heroic main title is Luke Skywalker's theme, the menacing Imperial March is the sound of Darth Vader, and the beautiful haunting Force theme captures the mystical energy holding the galaxy together. Williams didn't just accompany the film, he created an entire musical language that tells the story. While dedicated fans have cataloged dozens of leitmotifs across the saga, the core themes from the original trilogy are still the most powerful and influential in movie history. And now for my number 1 greatest film score of all time. You guys probably already know what it's going to be. The one score to rule them all. It's Howard Shore's masterpiece, The Lord of the Rings. This isn't just a film score. It's a musical epic on the same scale as a Wagnerian opera. Howard Shore treated the trilogy as a single 12-hour movie, and the result is the most intricate and thematically rich score ever written. Where Star Wars has dozens of leitmotifs, The Lord of the Rings has over 100 distinct, interconnected themes. Each culture has its own unique musical identity. The warm Celtic-inspired folk music for the hobbits in the Shire, the noble soaring brass for the Kingdom of Gondor, the ethereal mystical choirs for the elves of Lothlorien. But of course the most iconic of these is the Fellowship theme, a heroic melody that represents the unity of our 9 heroes. As the Fellowship breaks apart, so does the theme, fracturing into little pieces, only to surge back when hope is rekindled. Shore's score is a living, breathing part of the story, telling the saga of Middle-earth with a depth and complexity that is simply unmatched. For its sheer ambition, its thematic complexity, and its profound emotional weight, The Lord of the Rings is, for me, the greatest film score ever composed. Alright, so that's my list, but how does it hold up against what the experts and the public think? Well, it's a bit of a mixed bag. My top two picks, The Lord of the Rings and Star Wars, are almost always near the top of public polls. In the recent classic FM Movie Music Hall of Fame polls, which collect thousands of votes, Howard Shore's Lord of the Rings has been a recurring champion, taking the number one spot multiple times. John Williams is never far behind, with his scores for Schindler's List and Star Wars consistently landing in the top three. So my top picks are pretty good company with the public. However, you might have noticed my list is very John Williams heavy, with 5 of his scores in my top 10. While he's widely celebrated, often named the most popular living composer, official critic lists tend to spread the love around a bit more. So, what's the takeaway? Well, my list is definitely a product of my own taste. I lean towards the grand, heroic, thematic scores that defined blockbuster movies in the late 20th and 21st centuries. The experts, on the other hand, tend to praise scores from different eras and styles, celebrating the foundational works that literally shape the art form. Look, at the end of the day, ranking film music is a deeply personal thing. The scores that give you goosebumps are totally subjective. My top 10 is just filled with the music that defined my love for movies and transported me to other worlds. But now I really want to hear from you. What did I get right? What did I get wrong? What is your number one film score of all time? Let me know everything down in the comments below. I hope you guys enjoyed this video. Thanks so much for watching. Don't forget to like, subscribe, and hit that notification bell so you don't miss our next deep dive into the magic of movies. Until next time, take care of yourselves and each other. We'll talk to you soon.